The only reason I'm standing here today is because somebody, somewhere, stood up when it was risky. Stood up when it was hard. Stood up when it wasn't popular. And because that somebody stood up, a few more stood up. And then a few thousand stood up. And then a few million stood up. And standing up with courage and clear purpose, they somehow managed to change the world.
West, Black History Month.
Yep. So, shout out to Black History. You know what I'm saying? It's so that I gotta start this segment off on a sad note. Everybody know that Reverend Jesse Jackson passed away last week. So with that being said, I want to show this clip and we're gonna talk about
Over decades, Reverend Jesse Jackson was growing in political stature and his influence on international matters. He traveled to Syria in 1983 to secure the release of a captured American Navy pilot. He helped to negotiate the release of 22 Americans being held in Cuba by Fidel Castro. His private diplomacy found success over the years, as well as his growing political strength. In 1984, Reverend Jackson made his first run for President of the United States.
This is not a black campaign. It's a campaign through the eyes of the hurt and the rejected.
But his primary campaign took a hit when he used derogatory terms for Jewish people in New York City in a private conversation that became public. He would run for president again in 1988, coming in second in the Democratic primary. Reverend Jackson's own goal of leading the nation from the Oval Office would not happen. But ABC 7 was with Reverend Jackson in Denver in 2008.
So let us agree that patriotism has no party. I love this country, and so do you.
The night Barack Obama accepted the Democratic Party's nomination for president.
I practiced not crying tonight. I was going to be real tough because I had a lot of emotions.
Tears would fill Reverend Jackson's eyes 3 months later, watching here in Chicago as America elected its first black president.
We went from the balcony in Memphis, Tennessee, where Dr. King was killed, balcony of the White House in Washington, President Barack Obama could wave it over the Potomac River. In 40 years, we came through the wilderness. In 40 years, we went from the balcony to the balcony, using the effective vote and building coalitions.
He's not like,
Niggas is very suspicious of Jesse Jackson these days.
Yeah, man.
But I didn't know this I was an adult, though.
What's that?
That he was suspected of setting up Dr. King and being part of that.
I ain't even heard about that.
You never heard of that?
I feel like he had something to do with that shit.
I watched the video and they were breaking it down and he was pretty much saying like, not only was he part of this shit that the snipers on the building, when they was told to shoot Dr. King, they like, shirt and tie is target. If they got on a shirt and tie, no shirt and tie is friendly. If you notice in that picture on that balcony with them, Jesse Jackson don't got a tie when he got his collar open too. I don't know, man. I was seeing a little joint, like a little mini documentary that was really saying like Reverend Jesse Jackson.
I need facts. I need facts.
I'm not going to tarnish that man. R.I.P. to him, his legacy, and all he did for the community. I'm not trying to tarnish his name. I'm just giving people a different perspective also to see who else may have heard of that as well or could enlighten me.
I don't know. I ain't heard that, but I don't know. For some reason in my heart, I always felt like he set him up. So, I mean, that's just how I felt. But, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no facts, so I don't want to say that. But on a better note, you know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about some positive shit.
Finally, the doctors behind a different type of medical breakthrough. Take a good look at these 5 doctors. More than a portrait, it's a moment suspended in history. For the first time, 5 African-American surgeons now lead the trauma service at the preeminent Johns Hopkins Hospital. Tonight, we hear from some of the trailblazers behind this historic team.
My parents are so proud. I am the first physician in my family, and I think it's so impactful.
For Dr. Lawrence Brown, medicine is more than science. it's service.
That's what's important to me. Equity has to remain at the forefront of how we deliver patient care, how we do research, how we scale programs up in our healthcare system.
Dr. Zachary Numa is the result of service that was modeled and purpose that was inherited.
Growing up in Columbus, Georgia in the 1990s, I watched my parents, my mom, a family medicine doc, my dad, a general surgeon, show up to serve patients every day.
For Dr. Ife Shiombo, history isn't just remembered here, it's carried forward.
The best part is that I get to save lives and have an impact every single day. To anyone who's watching, realize that your dream and capacity can only be limited by you. And if you can think it, see it, then you can absolutely reach it.
So that's what's up. Positivity in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, y'all seen Disney was in trouble about a new superhero they had come out?
No.
Called Captain Durag.
Get the fuck out of here.
Captain Durag, bringing superhero funk. Captain Durag, beating up that evil junk. If you're out there doing wrong and you hear this funky song, watch out for Durag. He eats bad guys for lunch. Flip it, dip it, whip it.
Why am I mad and not mad?
They took it, they pulled it because people were complaining.
I'm mad and not mad at it. I ain't gonna lie. I got to at least see an episode. I will watch.
Yeah, we got to at least watch to see how
what's wrong with having what Captain Durag?
They say because he had a do-rag
It's
on.
symbolic of our culture.
Do we not wear? I got one in my book bag right here. Like,
I mean, I don't know.
I think I look at it like that. Who created it? Now, if it was created by Caucasians, then people gonna be offended. But if it was created by us, that we're pretty much, it's no different than what we rap. We rap about it.
The nigga cake was his do-rag.
I ain't too mad at it, man. The more I sit with it, the less I'm upset with it.
I think we should have let that rock, man. We should have
seen.
I want to see what type of content they put in there.
All right, I got a couple
Again, it
more.
goes back. Who's the creator? That's gonna be the.
I don't believe white people could create our culture.
Shit, nah, shit, they will. They'll make
our authenticity though.
Nah, yeah,
But
that's why niggas probably looking at this clip. We just seen that clip. Ain't no telling what the fuck he was doing.
But I hope you look at, y'all mocking us.
Yeah,
So I think that's what it's more or less.
We wear do-rag.
That's the truth.
It's the culture. Like,
I ain't saying. I'm just saying this. I read the news and I report it. That's what I do. Hey, y'all ever heard of Cowaliga, Alabama?
Hell
no.
That's another Lake Lanier.
They built a black town on the banks of a southern river, then they flooded it. In the late 1800s, a formerly enslaved man named William E. Benson founded Cowaliga, Alabama. It wasn't just a town, it was a blueprint for black prosperity. Benson created the Cowaliga Industrial Institute to educate black students in skilled trades and business. His students helped build homes, roads, a lumber company, a cotton gin, and even a rail line called the Dixie Line to connect Cowaliga to markets. It worked. Black families began building wealth. Black-owned land stretched across the region. By the early 1900s, the town had a mill, a post office, schools, and one of the largest black-owned industrial companies in the South. But in the 1920s, the Alabama Power Company built Martin Dam to create Lake Martin. That man-made lake would generate power, attract tourists, and create real estate opportunities. To make it happen, they bought up and flooded black-owned land. The town of Cowaliga and the surrounding black farms were swallowed by water. Today, tourists boat, ski, and build vacation homes over the remains of a black town built from brilliance. There is no historical marker for Cowaliga, but the name lives on in a nearby music venue. They buried the town. They stole the land. But they could not erase the legacy. Comment if this is your first time hearing about the black town beneath Lake Martin.
Damn, they always trying to destroy us.
But here's the thing: that's the things we don't see in our history. But
they don't never talk about this.
Yeah, like you don't never hear about Oscarville. That's what Lake Lanier is.
Even when we took black
before they flooded it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important as parents to expose your kids to information like this.
But this shit, we don't even know.
Yeah, we gotta do our research.
So with that being said, I got about a couple more of these.
This is a list of 5 black towns that were destroyed to create structures of white progress. Oscarville, Georgia, was burnt down in 1912 after a white woman was found unalive. The assumption was that a black man violated her. Later in the 1950s, the Beaufort Dam was built, flooding the remains of the town to create Lake Lanier. Benson, Alabama, flourished with businesses, schools, and churches until 1926, when the construction of the Martin Dam submerged the town to create Lake Martin. Seneca Village, New York, boasted homes, churches, and a school until the 1850s, when the city seized the land through eminent domain to create Central Park. Susanna, Alabama, another casualty of white progress, met its end in the 1960s with the construction of the Martin Dam, displacing its residents and erasing their vibrant community from the map. Vanport, Oregon, represented hope and opportunity until a catastrophic flood in 1948 wiped it away.
So yeah, with that being said, this was all the successful people back in the day. This was shit that they don't put in history. They don't want us to know that these places was thriving back then with all the slavery shit that was going on. Like it was places where black people were still able to live. Like it just because from what they show us on TV, the only place they were safe was what, in Philadelphia or something fucking
Up north, yeah.
North.
It was other
Man,
places.
just think if these places was still going, bro. Like
Imagine what they would have.
how advanced it would
Imagine
be.
the shit they would have.
The money and the
Yeah.
power. And the thing is, in order, it's like chess. If we remove your history, then you don't have no foundation.
Then on top of that, I feel like the biggest flaw we did was push for integration.
Yeah, I hate that.
Mm.
I think that was the worst thing we
Not that I'm not mad at it, but look what it did to us.
What brought us
You know what I'm saying?
backwards.
Because we used to depend on us.
Yeah,
And we kept the money in.
Yeah.
Catching it up.
If you look at it, just like in Duluth, all Asians, and they keep that shit in house. Them Asians be in them Asian places too, and they run other businesses out. Like it was a little lounge in the plaza in Duluth. It was a black lounge.
It wasn't Asian.
It was a black lounge in a
Black
whole
lounge.
Asian plaza. Noise complaint, until they got the people shut down. And then now that shit is an Asian vibe spot now.
Yeah.
Same thing, but just for Asians now.
We
Why we don't do stuff like that?
we don't know how to work it.
We
like
do,
that.
but then they
We
come
do.
and flood us.
Because we have plenty of all black neighborhoods. Niggas just don't know how to act these days. Because there's plenty of all black neighborhoods where niggas can have all black stores, all black this, all black that. Niggas hate each other though.
You know, one of my friends said something. Why, when we have black businesses, we want the hookup, we want the discount.
Come on, brother.
You know, but we don't do that. And
other
you go in there and buy your sushi rolls and get the fuck out.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, boy. I don't discriminate, boy. Everybody get, hey, boy, I need the deal, boy. I don't give a fuck. Hey, Chi, let me get that deal. Let me get that deal. I'm sorry. Don't judge me. I'm always looking to save a dollar.
We got to do better.
That's a businessman, though.
I'm just always trying to save a dollar. I'm sorry. Don't judge me. I don't know. All right, let's go. We're gonna talk about who we gonna talk about. What's his name, Drew?
Toussaint Louverture. Louverture. I can never say his name right. So
y'all ever heard of Toussaint Louverture?
Nah.
Me neither. Well, we finna find out today.
France thought that Haiti would be a plantation forever until a former slave turned the country into a battlefield. This is Badass Black History, Toussaint Louverture edition. Before it was called Haiti, it was called Saint-Domingue and was part of the island of Hispaniola. And it was a French colony from 1659 to 1803. And at the time, it was home to one of the most brutal systems of slavery the planet's ever seen. Nearly 50% of the enslaved people arriving from Africa died within a few years, driven by an intense demand from the French for coffee and sugar. By 1791, Toussaint Louverture was a former slave who rose up the military ranks and became a prominent leader that helped organize former slaves into a trained militia that would use guerrilla warfare tactics to brutalize and push back the French forces that outnumbered them. He was an amazing diplomat and would politic between the French, the Spanish, and the British to move closer towards Haitian independence. He would unify the island of Hispaniola, create a constitution, make himself governor, and abolished slavery. He would not live to see Haiti get its final independence in 1804 because he was captured and died in a French prison in 1803. But he was a huge reason why Haiti became the first black independent state in the world. The people of Haiti showed that it was possible. It was possible to break your chains, and the Haitian Revolution would go on to inspire slave uprisings in the United States. The Haitian Revolution was so successful that to this day, powers that be are making sure that Haiti is still paying for it.
Okay, shout out.
Haiti get busy. They fought for their revolution. You know
What they say, the first black what?
The first black to fight for their independence, and and because of that, France and every other nation, we're still paying for it.
Don't fuck around.
What's his name? Toussaint Louverture.
Yeah.
All right, we spoke about Claudette Colvin before when she passed away, but everybody who don't know, Claudette Colvin was the first person
to ride the bus.
to not move for a Caucasian
Not move on the bus.
on the bus.
So Rosa Parks stole her shine.
Stole her shine.
It's not that Rosa Parks stole her shine. At the time, this young lady was pregnant, and they felt like she couldn't be the face.
She wasn't marketable.
Yeah, she couldn't be the face of the movement because she was underage and pregnant, not married. And back then that was
That's the norm now.
and not to mention she was not like
That shit normal now.
and not to mention Rosa Parks was
Like kids first, Mary last.
Niggas having babies every baby.
Here we go.
She refused to give up her seat on the bus 9 months before Rosa Parks, and you've probably never heard of her. This is Badass Black History, Claudette Colvin edition. On March 2nd, 1955 in Montgomery, Alabama, 15-year-old Claudette Colvin boarded a city bus after school. Claudette was sitting in a middle row near an emergency exit when the bus became crowded. So crowded that white people were forced to stand and couldn't find a seat. And Jim Crow protocol stated that black people towards the middle or the front would have to give up their seat to the white people. Claudette said no. Police arrived, arrested Claudette, and dragged her off the bus as she yelled, "This is my constitutional right." She was charged with disturbing the peace, violating segregation laws, and battering and assaulting a police officer. Her minister bailed her out and told her that she had brought the revolution to Montgomery. February of 1956, Claudette was one of 4 plaintiffs in a court case that would eventually go all the way to the Supreme Court. They determined that Alabama had to end bus segregation. This is what called off the Montgomery bus boycott. Why do we know about Rosa, but we don't know about Claudette? Mother told her to be quiet about what she did. She said that the public would respond better to Rosa because she was fair-skinned. Claudette was dark-skinned, a teenager, and pregnant at the time. Black leaders also thought that Rosa would be a better case test for integration because she was an adult who had a job and would be better able to handle it. Claudette said she wasn't angry that she didn't get more recognition, just disappointed. Claudette Colvin died in hospice care on January 13th, 2026 at the age of 86.
she just recently died, didn't she?
Yeah, she just recently died. Shout out to her, man. You know what I'm saying? For her moment in Black history and what it means for us. You know what I'm saying? Because originally she was the one who
didn't get up on the bus.
Get off on the bus.
Do y'all think they need to go ahead and add her into museum and stuff like that since Rosa Parks got a museum?
I mean, she need to be recognized most definitely. Hell yeah.
I think she should be recognized.
That's long overdue.
All right, I got one more for y'all, man, and then we're going to take a break and we're going to go to the entertainment. I ain't going to even introduce this. I'm going to just play it because I think this is going to hit a few people.
February 17th, 1942. Huey P. Newton was born in Monroe, Louisiana. He graduated high school in 1959, completely illiterate. The schools had failed him so badly he couldn't read a single sentence. So he taught himself. Using Plato's Republic and poetry read by his brother, he learned to read at age 17. Then he got an associate's degree, then a bachelor's, then a PhD in social philosophy from UC Santa Cruz. In October 1966, he and Bobby Seale founded the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense in Oakland, California. According to the National Archives, Newton became Minister of Defense, while Seale became chairman. The Panthers created the Free Breakfast for School Children program, feeding kids before school every morning. It was so effective that the federal government eventually adopted the model nationwide. They opened free health clinics, ambulance services, drug rehabilitation programs. According to Stanford University, the Black Panthers ran over 60 community programs from 1966 to 1982. But the FBI labeled Newton and the Panthers public enemy number 1. In 1967, Newton was arrested after a police shootout. He was convicted of voluntary manslaughter. The conviction was overturned in 1970, after a massive Free Huey campaign. On his birthday, February 17th, 1968, 5,000 protesters gathered in Oakland demanding his release. Huey P. Newton went from illiterate at 17 to PhD at 38, from street kid to revolutionary, from nothing to everything. He was murdered August 22nd, 1989, in the same Oakland neighborhood where he once fed children breakfast. Today is his birthday. Comment if your school never taught you this. Share if the Panthers fed more kids than your district did.
Yesterday?
Yo, shout out to my frat brother.
Shout out to Huey P. You know what I'm saying? Y'all saw the documentary, so y'all know what it is. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody that tuned in to our Black History, you know what I'm saying, segment. You know what I'm saying?
More shit like that, man. We need it.
That was good work right there. Yeah, I like that.
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate y'all boys for being here with me for that, man. That shit mean a lot to me because I feel like they don't do enough Black History. I don't see no movies. I ain't seen Roots.
Learn shit.
They don't even show Roots no more, cuz.
They got the new Roots.
They don't want you to know.
So yeah, all they want us to know is about this other shit that they got going on.
They want us to think that everything was all
They want us to forget.
Yeah, they want us to forget.
They want to forget and forgive.
But they want to promote that we were slaves. That's it. They want to, you know what I'm saying?
They want to always keep us under them.
Yeah. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody tuned in, y'all.
Shout out to y'all. Y'all part of Black history. I just don't know y'all part of Black history.
For sure.
You know, at the end of the day, as time goes on, we leaving something behind.
For sure. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Tell a friend, man. We finna take a break and we'll be right back. Don't go nowhere unless you're filling up your cup. Appreciate y'all.
All right.